Hello there, people of YouTube, and welcome back to the Spackhead podcast for another review voted for by my Twitter followers. This one tied with the Space Jam vote, and I'm finally getting round to it. I'm going to be looking today at 2011's Goon, directed by Michael Dowse and starring Sean William Scott, Alison, Baruchel, and Liev Schreiber. This film follows Doug Glatt. He is very nice, very simple-minded, takes things at face value, and due to a little incident, he ends up being scouted for an amateur hockey team purely for his fighting abilities, and eventually becomes an enforcer for this team, and he's only used for fighting and protecting the better players. He's eventually drafted to the Highlanders, and his job is to bring a teammate out of his funk. All the while, there is a legendary amateur player called Ross Ray, who has come back from suspension, and the whole thing's bigging up a Ross Ray versus Douglas Glatt fight. And that is generally the overriding plot of this. Also, he has a sort of maybe girlfriend, but it's an interesting love story. But I'll get into that further in the review. Now, if you do like what I do on this channel, then do feel free to subscribe and hit that like button if you do so wish. It would really help a lot. And follow me on my socials. I put polls up there all the time, so you can vote on what you want to see next on this. There's actually a poll up right now of what franchise you want me to look at next. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into this review. So this film, I've heard about it. I didn't watch it when it first came out. I didn't even know there was a sequel until I watched this. I've watched both since then, but I'm only reviewing exclusively the first one today. I will say that Doug Glatt is a nice character. He's a fun little character. He's very innocent, very sweet. I do enjoy how he's just very judgmental. It's like, yeah, thank you, please, thank you. But he will beat the ever-living hell out of you if you do square up to him for a fight. The hockey scenes are a lot of fun as well. I do love hockey myself. I still think Mighty Ducks is easily the best hockey film that I have seen. But it's nice to see more hockey films added to the repertoire. The strongest parts of this film for me is that Sean William Scott shows that he can act. There's a particular scene where he, for some reason, stops being dumb for a moment and gets very serious and intense, and it is him showing his range. And I do feel bad for the man because he has forever been typecast as a Steve Stifler archetype. It was nice to see him take on a different sort of role here. He was still an aggressive guy, but he was a very nice guy, and he did very well in this role. And the romance he has with Alison character, it's a unique and interesting one. It's not the generic kind of relationship you'll see in these sorts of films. So that I do enjoy. I do also enjoy the Ross Ray element of this. Ross Ray is an Asian hockey player. He's not evil. He doesn't have any ill feelings towards Glatt. It did feel like a moment when Ross taps on the glass and says, "Hey kid, you ready?" It felt like a powerful moment in what was, for me, predominantly a lackluster film. But the Ross Ray and Doug Glatt stuff, I really did enjoy, and the ending fight was a lot of fun to watch. And that's the overriding thing with this film. It's a lot of fun to watch. It does try and go serious at times. Doug Glatt trying to get Liev to basically get over himself. Liev's a hockey player who's lost confidence, has a lot of drugs, gets with a lot of hookers, and has lost his game. Doug Glatt is trying his hardest to bring Liev out of this funk, and Liev's being very aggressively against it, and the Ross Ray and Doug Glatt stuff is really good as well. So those two key elements I did enjoy. I did also enjoy the romance. It was definitely a unique take. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot I could really get into in this. Baruchel's character was just an absolute douchebag, as were a lot of these characters. Everyone says that the hockey team and the characters are very likeable. For me, I didn't like them very much. Two Scandinavian players whose only gimmick is to make mum jokes at their goalie's mother, because the goalie wears a mask with the mother's picture on it. You have the captain of the team, who's basically a massive alcoholic. You have this babyface member of the team who's a Mr. Nice Guy, but you never really see too much of him. And I didn't remember a single character's name outside of Doug Glatt, Ross Ray, and Liev. Oh, and Ava as well. I didn't forget Ava's name. But the hockey players, I just didn't really gravitas into. I didn't gravitas into the coach. It just fell flat. A lot of the jokes fell very flat to me. There was a lot of jokes that would have been funny back in the early 2000s that don't really fly well in today's modern age. I mean, I get this come out in 2011, so back then people were still laughing at pretty much any sort of offensive joke. But I don't know, some of the humour of that joke would just get so overused in this film that any shock laugh that you have at the start of it isn't really going to carry for the rest of the film. And outside of the hockey stuff, there is really not a whole lot I can remember about this outside of a couple of serious scenes. This film I actually preferred more when it got serious. It says at the start it's based on a true story as well. I don't know, I didn't bother researching that because this film didn't really leave that much of an impact on me. And overall, this is going to be a short review, guys. Overall, for me, The Goon wasn't that great of a movie. And it's a fun watch. You want to have some friends around and have a few beers and chill out. It's a fun watch. Watching both of them back to back is a lot of fun. I actually kind of prefer the second one because it doubles down the seriousness and lessons on the comedy and has more heartfelt moments in it. This film was 80% laughs and 20% heartfelt stuff, and out of the 80% comedy, maybe only 20% of it hit for me, which is a really low number. I was honestly disappointed by this film. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very disappointing experience for me. I watched this a few days ago now, and I've only just got around to doing a review for it because I just don't know really what to say about this film. It's well, it says on the tin. You got a guy who's fighting people on the hockey ring. I do live in forces, I do love hockey, but the fighting stuff in hockey has definitely gone down with the times. I feel like Goon just didn't really come out at the right time. This was a 90s film. This would have been hilarious, would have blown right up. But judging it against today's comedy, it didn't really stick with me. So overall, guys, I'm going to have to say that Goon is just a lukewarm cup of tea. So Goon, have you all seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And if you do like what I do on this channel, then please feel free to hit subscribe if you want to, and drop a like. It would really help this channel a lot. And until next time, guys, this is That Spikehead Podcast, signing off. Hey, thank you for watching, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. While you are here, if you haven't done it yet, please feel free to drop a like and consider hitting that subscribe button for more reviews coming all the time. And also, while you are here, there are some other videos over there that you might want to sink your teeth into. Have a good day, guys, and do enjoy.